My name is Taner Akçam and I was born in Turkey in a small village in Caucasus on top of mountains. My both parents were teachers and we moved to Ankara, the capital city of Ankara. This is where I graduated from university and I became very active in students' movement. This is what is known here also as 68 movements, the students' movement. Basically, we were for democracy and human rights in Turkey.
People try to put us to down, talking about my generation, just because we get around. Talking about my generation, things they do look awful. Talking about my generation, I hope I die before I get old. Talking about my generation.
Within these activities, I became editor-in-chief of a student journal. We called this journal Revolutionary Youth. We considered ourselves as revolutionaries at that time, and we want to change not only the Turkey, we want to change the world. Armenian genocide is one of the biggest mass crimes in 20th century, maybe one of the biggest genocide first genocide in 20th century, and the dates is between 1915 and 17. Even some scholars argue that it continued until 1923. Armenians were Ottoman citizens, Ottoman Empire, one of the biggest empires of the human history. An important Christian minority were targeted for massacres and deportations and killings during the First World War. It is still a taboo in Turkey to talk about this historic fact, and because it is a taboo and because Turkish government denies the Armenian genocide, we still don't have enough material from Turkish sources. My major contribution in the field is to introduce the Ottoman Turkish document related to Armenian genocide. You know, in order to understand history, it's better to formulate in the following way. Turkish Republic, Turkish nation state, established on 5 major taboos. And these taboos were made also a part of criminal law. It was banned to mention about these taboos also. According to Turkish law or the legend, this is the founding legend of Turkish Republic, there are no Kurds in Turkey. Kurds are mountain Turks. Whoever mentions existing of the Kurds in Turkey could be sentenced based on Turkish criminal code, and there were certain articles in Turkish criminal code, and because of these articles I was arrested, and public prosecutor asked 700 years for different articles that I wrote in this journal. My case became very well known in Europe. I became adopted child of Amnesty International, and I was sentenced to 10-year imprisonment, 1976, and I got bored in prison and escaped 1977. I ended up in Germany 1977, end of 1977, October. Unfortunately, I ended up in prison again in Germany because the German custom officers, the police, figured out that my passport was false. So because of this false passport, I ended up in prison in Germany. But the Amnesty International found me and they took me out, and where I could continue my study, where I then continued the education and had my PhD, and now I'm here.
one bag and a song I wrote, a little prayer in my hand, just me, boots and sand.